Morning and welcome to the Wednesday's Coffee and Conversation. Week 3 of lockdown, for some a little shorter, for some a little longer. Something to think about if you haven't been doing this. When you get up tomorrow, shower, shave, whatever works for you, and put on some decent clothes, even if you're just bumming around the house, especially if you're working from home. Always helps to kind of have that mental plus. One of the things I want you to think about today is gratitude. At this point, we're starting to get on people's nerves if we're all locked in the same house in some cases. If you're watching this, you're either watching it on a cell phone, a computer, you've got a house, an apartment, electricity, food most likely, you're not insecure in those areas, you may have 2 cars in the garage, heck, some people even have a vacation home. That really puts you in a wonderful spot when you think of things globally. What we consider poor in the U.S. Is luxury in other countries, in other areas. So keep that in mind. Make a list. What are you grateful for right now that's going well in your life? Did the 90-minute call for the Good Guys to Great Men. All the coaches are doing a call. I talked about financial stuff. I was on a coaching call just a little bit ago and I said, yeah, it's not a sexy topic. And the response was, no, but it's an important one. And it really is. So that said, I want to hit on a few quick topics while we're in lockdown. You need to know what your monthly nut is. You need to have a budget. You need to have an idea of what your outflow is, because you need to figure out how long do you have before you run out of money. You need to look at where you have resources that you could tap into without borrowing, whether it is cash, savings accounts, things like that. I will tell you also something to think about. If you have whole life policies, to be quite honest, they're junk, you need to get rid of them, that's a different discussion. Go ahead and cash those out. Take the cash value out if you need money. Okay, it's your own money and they're getting a lousy rate of return. Go ahead and pull that out. We talked about budgets, wills, and life insurance, about some foundational stuff on the call. If you have not dealt with those items, or you need to talk to somebody about those items, on this YouTube channel somewhere there's a button where you can get my email, denniscollins@manoflegacy.org. Reach out. I'll be happy to talk with you and give you a little guidance on that. I've been through Dave Ramsey's class, as I shared on the call. I've also taught it twice back in church. Just a little brief call today. I'm getting ready to go do my workout. I don't know how smart it was drinking coffee right before the workout. I think I'm going to pay a price for that. A couple of things. If you can avoid it at all during this time, especially if you're financially challenged, do not borrow money, because you're just creating a bigger problem for yourself down the road. Try to figure out what can you sell and get a decent price for. What can you do? How can you minimize expenses to get through this if you're having some financial challenges? And again, I'd be glad to talk with you. And the final key thing is, do not borrow against your 401k no matter what. So they recently changed the regulations that you can borrow 50% of your 401k. It used to be up to $50,000. With this crisis and the stimulus package, okay, the itch in my ear was driving me crazy, and there was no way I was going to make it through the video without taking care of that. They changed it to $100,000. But if your job goes away, you change employers, that payment is due 60 days. There have been some changes in the past. I'm not sure how that stands now. But if employment changes and you don't repay it, you're looking at basically a 40% tax on that money, between the 10% penalty and your tax rate. So again, I'm begging you, if it isn't to avoid foreclosure or bankruptcy, do not touch your 401ks, your Roths, whatever. It's critical you don't cripple yourself for the rest of your life during this time. Again, a lot of people are learning that debt is a prison and it is causing them a lot of stress right now. Hopefully that's not your case, but don't act Don't react quickly and irresponsibly. That'll cause you more pain in the future. That's all I want to add today. Saturday morning, coffee and conversation, 9 a.m. Central Time. I'd ask, if you're watching this and you haven't done so already, there's a button, I think, to the lower right. Go ahead and hit subscribe so that you know when there's new videos out, doing 1 or 2 a week. And guys, make sure you're still working out and taking care of yourself. Have a great day.